Well, it's called retinitis pigmentosa. Could just call it RP. And yeah, it's like tunnel vision sort of, so I don't really have a lot of like peripheral vision and stuff. So like when it comes to like stairs or like when you drop something trying to find it, or like trying to find a mouse on a computer, it's like those things are kind of challenging because I have such a small like area.
We knew from probably 18 months of age that something wasn't quite right, but we couldn't put our fingers on it. She had learned to walk and was walking proficiently, but when she changed surface, like from wood to carpet, she'd get down on her hands and knees and crawl across, which we now know is because her peripheral field, or like her depth perception, was off. And then she'd be, like, we took her to a movie theater when she was 3 for the first time, and she completely freaked out because it was dark, not knowing that RP causes you to be night blind initially. You lose your rods, which process light, so in the dark you're blind. And she also couldn't tell us, like, I mean, she was very verbal, but, she didn't tell us why.
Depth of field is not great either. Like, I have trouble with, like, depth perception and stuff like that.
When we actually got her diagnosis, that was probably the hardest. I mean, that was a day I'll never forget. A friend was over with her 2 kids, and I got a phone call from the doctor who had examined her, and it was horribly handled. I mean, she was in a rush. She basically said, "This is what your child has. Teach her, make sure she learns Braille, have a nice life." Just having flashes of mourning things that were coming in the future, and thinking about, will she see her own wedding dress? Will she ever see her own husband? See her husband? Will she? Just those kinds of sight things that are in the future, and she may very well not get to actually experience by seeing them. So that was hard.
I enjoy doing the hockey thing. It's a fun sport, and I get to play it with a lot of people from school or schools that I have been to or whatever, so that's always nice.
And I think what they learn to do on the ice will translate to life. Like, I'm visually impaired or blind. Gosh darn it, I play hockey. Who's to say I can't, apply for that job or go to that college or, whatever choice in life they want to make, or even like live by myself, things that are just daunting when you figure that you don't have vision to do stuff with. I think those skills are going to translate really nicely to life, and just, well, if you can play hockey, then what the heck, you should be able to do that. So the hardest thing for me is that it's a bit of a lonely journey. I think I heard her alluding to, she doesn't look different, and if you don't know her, and even if you do know her, you sometimes forget because, she looks like you and me. So she misses out on a lot of like social things. She misses out on cues that, teenagers, especially girls, they'll eye roll, they'll be the kinds of interactions that you don't necessarily catch when you don't see. And so you miss a level. And it's not to say that, you can't connect with people or you can't, but I think it takes a really unique kind of person to be a friend to somebody who's visually impaired.
Definitely helpful to have those kinds of people there, like Aziz and Alex is coming next year. Like, it's kind of a built-in, like, family of sorts. I don't know. It's cliche to say family, but they do get it more than the average person would, so we can joke about it.
She's such an amazing young woman, and has such great potential, but she hasn't yet met, outside of the visually impaired community, she hasn't yet met those people who can embrace that and can run with it. I think her 16th birthday was the first time she really kind of grieved the loss of her sight, where it kind of was a in your face like reminder, that all the kids her age are, the first thing they do is they head to the DMV, and that's not, she has a disability card and she's now going to go qualify for, reduced fare because she's going blind.
It's more like, I feel like it's more like at first they don't really quite get it, because I personally don't look visually impaired. Like, I look pretty normal. So when I have like a cane or something, I don't think they quite get it. They're like, what's going on? But I think once they get to know me and know that I can have a conversation and I'm smart and in like higher level classes and I can work with people and stuff like that, I think they start to forget about it a little bit and not really like, oh yeah, she just walks around with a cane.